Hi guys, welcome to session 49 of Marketing 102. My name is Yankit Kant, and in this video we are going to discuss what are the factors which affect the sales promotion mix which is selected by the manufacturer when they are promoting their product. Now in our previous session we understood what are the different types of sales promotion which are followed by a typical manufacturer. In this video, we are going to study how a manufacturer selects the promotional mix when they are promoting their product. Now, we should know this thing very clear that there is no single promotion mix which can be followed and which can be successfully followed by anyone. So, because every manufacturer has its own kind of product, every manufacturer has certain features which is very unique to the manufacturer. So, therefore, there is no single promotion mix available to anybody. Therefore, it has to be tailor-made depending upon what are the characteristics of a situation under which this promotional campaign is being taking place. But if you briefly put the factors which affect a sales promotion can be described in basically certain mixes. So you have push and pull strategy, you have product feature, the stages of product life cycle, buyer readiness, type of distribution, type of buyers, digital dimension, elections, and the objectives, the budget, and the availability of the media. We are going to cover these factors one by one in this video. So let's begin. So first of all, you have the push and pull strategy. Now, basically, when we talk about push and pull strategy, we are basically trying to understand one thing that promotional, and we have covered this in the previous classes also, that the promotional campaign or the promotional mix, they are not only directed towards a consumer, they can also be directed towards an intermediary. So when we talk about when a manufacturer focus their sales promotional campaign towards an intermediary, that is called a push strategy. So basically, when the strategy adopted by the marketer, the purpose of that strategy is to motivate and persuade the mediators, the intermediaries, your wholesalers, retailers, the agent, so that they can make effort to increase the sales. Then it becomes a push strategy. Now it is very this push strategy is very closely related to the selling concept. Now you can understand selling concept as a very basic strategy in which a product is manufactured and the primary focus is on how to sell it. So when a marketing objective is to just sell the manufactured product, then it is called a selling concept, and the push strategy comes out of that selling concept only. So in this push strategy, the focus is more on the personal selling, which is called hard selling, along with the combination of advertising and any other promotional measure. So the manufacturer promote their goods through the wholesalers. Wholesalers in turn promote the product to the retailers, and retailers in turn promote to the consumers. So as you can see, we are sort of persuading the wholesalers and the retailers to push our product. But on the other hand, when this pull strategy emphasize on the consumer, that is, they are persuading the consumers to buy a product. Now consumer will approach to the retailer, retailer will approach to the wholesaler, and wholesaler will approach to the manufacturer to provide whatever the kind of product the consumer wants to buy. Therefore it is the consumer to wholesaler who is pulling the cord. So it is the consumer who is persuading the wholesaler that okay, I want this type of product because I saw it on the television. So in this case, the advertising by the manufacturer, it is to persuade consumer to ask for the goods through the retailers. Retailers in turn ask the wholesaler, wholesaler in return they ask the manufacturer. Now this pull strategy becomes very important in the time of recession, because as you know, in a recession, consumers do not have the money to buy. So the demand is low. So how do you create demand? You persuade the consumer to buy the product. You persuade the consumer to switch from the competitor to your product. Now, it is a marketing manager who has to decide what kind of strategy they want to adopt, whether a push strategy or a pull strategy. Now, the customer target marketing communication, they are pull type of communication. That is, in this pull marketing communication, you are building awareness. You are building attractiveness towards your product and the loyalty. You are building the loyalty of the customer. When pull communications are successful, the consumer will seek out your product or your services. because there is an interest created in their mind through the help of a lot of promotional mix. They can be advertisement, they can be public relationship, whatever. But the idea is to create that awareness, to create that pull effect in the mind of the consumer so that they are pulled towards your product. But push communication, they are directed toward the channel intermediaries, wholesalers and the retailers. The objective is to motivate the wholesalers and the retailers to carry out certain products to make available to the customer. So when the customer will go to buy the product, it is the retailer who will tell the customer that okay, you should buy this product because this product is good. Now, if push communication strategy is successful, it results in a wider range of availability because every retailer will try to sell your product rather than the competitors. But to be more successful, you have to adopt both, a combination of both push and the pull strategy. Now, after the push and pull strategy, we have second, which is called the product feature. Now, depending upon the type of the product which you need to market, your promotional mix is also affected. So, for example, if you are selling an industrial product, now what are industrial product? Products which are basically bought by B2B industry, that is business to business. When a business to business sale is happening, so in that case, the product has to be sold through more personal selling. Why personal selling? Because it reduces the buyer's risk. So when you are buying a very big machinery, you can take your example also. So when you go to buy a fridge, when you go and buy, when you go to buy a laptop, when you go to buy a television, although now most of the sales is happening online, but if you go to an offline store, whenever you visit this electronic stores, immediately a seller will come to you for that personal selling effect because he will like to know okay what kind of TV you are looking for, what is your budget, what are the features you want in your product. In that case, you will see because the product is more industrialized in nature, so therefore the approach will be more towards the personal selling. Then for goods where there is not so much different between the features and the performance, then more sales promotion is required. So you will get a lot of discount, a lot of personal selling may involve discounting one plus one offer. On the other hand, when the product is seasonal product, then off season sale is very important because during the season the product sells themselves, but it is the offline season which requires more focus. So advertisement is required. Now advertisement you do on a regular basis. Advertisement they happen year round. Now this is why when you see especially during the end of season sale, so because right now winters are going on, so winters will end somewhere around January and Feb, so you will find all those people who are selling winter clothes, full sleeve shirts, sweaters, suits, they usually organize their sale during this January month. But if you have a high price product, personal selling becomes more important again to mitigate the risk. For low convenience goods, the marketers usually prefer the advertisement rather than personal selling, where customers do not want to talk to a salesperson. Like some products require certain discretion. So you have contraceptive, you have certain medical products which the consumer do not want the people to know around them. So you will find a lot of advertisement is done rather than the personal selling. After that, you have what we call the stages of a product life cycle. Just give it a minute. Huh. So stages of a product life cycle. Now basically product life cycle starts when the product is introduced, then the product start gaining some traction, there is increase in the demand of the sale, then comes the maturity period, and then comes the decline. So the effectiveness of a promotional tool, it also varies in what stage your product is in. So for example, in the introductory stage, to create awareness among the consumer, more focuses is given on the business customer, and distributing advertising has to be undertaken in a very big way. Free samples are given to distribute to the consumer. Trade promotion may be undertaken to motivate the distributors to stock the goods. Then you have the growth stage. Now in the growth stage, the consumers have already heard about the product. The promotion in this stage has to be more directed at a very specific product benefit, basically the benefit which for which the product is essentially made for. Then in this case, the advertisement increases whereas the sales promotion declines. Then you have the maturity stage. Now the emphasis on this stage will be more towards switching the customer from the competitor to the your product. So therefore the sales promotion is used. That is when you find a lot of discounts. That is when you find a lot of product discount. That is when you find a lot of quantity discount. Then you have the declining stage. That is now the product has achieved its objective. Now the consumer, they are looking for something new. Now in that case you also have to rebrand your product. You will have to by rebranding we mean that you are bringing the same product with a new additional feature. So that is, you have to create more interest so that you can harvest that final ounce of revenue as much as possible. So there will be a great decrease in the expenditure on promotion, and more effort will be given to rediscover the product. Now, after stages of product cycle, you have the buyer readiness. So simply put, if the consumer is already aware about the product, advertisement and public relations are important. But when the buyer is, but in when it he's in the marketplace, the buyer is in the marketplace of sales promotion, then personal selling and sales promotion are more important to make a decision. Then you have type of buyers. Now, in type of buyers, basically different types of buyers require different promotional mix. Okay, so when you have organizational or business buyer, that is when you are dealing with a business, not the final consumer, but a business. Ads published in specialized trade publications or personal selling is more important because the products are also very specific kind. Whereas consumers are mostly swayed, consumers are mostly attracted toward those glossy advertisements. So therefore, a lot of you will find a lot of brand associating themselves with the celebrities. So you will have brand ambassadors. So therefore, if you have a more consumer buyer centric product, in that case, you will employ a lot of above the line. That is, you will want to spread your promotional to a larger scale. Then you have type of distribution. Now, basically, for intensive distributable goods, more advertisement is done, and it also has a sales promotion is also employed. Now, when the goods are sold through selective distribution channels, so you have a lot of brands who are very high uh, premium, like you have luxury and watches, luxury and jewelry. You will find a lot of exclusive distribution is happening. So in that case, uh, when the goods are sold through selective distribution, the promotion mix will vary because in that case you don't want to reach to every consumer because not all consumers are your buyers when you are selling a very premium product. On the other hand, if your product is not so very premium, it's a standardized product, in that case you want to reach a larger audience base, so you will employ channels like advertisement, you will employ channels like public relationship. Then after type of distribution, you have what are the promotion objective, what is the budget, what is the cost, and the availability of the media. Now, the firm's objectives are also reflected on their overall marketing strategy. So, if the objective of any organization is to make mass awareness, that is, they want to spread the awareness of their product to a larger base. So obviously, they will use advertising, sales promotion, public relationship. So you will find a lot of companies who are involved in the food industry. They go for aggressive ads. They also distribute free samples. They also go for public relationship. Now, if the objective on the other hand is to invite the consumer to store so that they can demonstrate the product, then a combination of small advertising, sales promotion, and the personal selling will happen. Now, on the other hand, if the budget of the marketing department is small, then the firm will concentrate on the personal selling. Whereas a larger budget would also help the marketing department to employ those costly advertisement channels to reach a larger base. Then you have the cost of the promotional tools. Now to reach a larger audience, advertising in use. But many companies, they do not buy, they are not capable of buying those hefty or those costly stores, because the costly ad space, because that is a very out of budget thing. So small entrepreneurs, they usually do not go for high cost advertisement channels. They go for local newspapers, they go for outdoor ads. You might see those pamphlets which are stick on the wall, maybe related to any fashion store, related to any medical store. Why? Because those stores are small, they cannot go for high advertisement channels, so therefore they go for the cheaper version. Then you have the budget. Then uh, no marketer of tobacco or alcohol product is permitted on the television, as you know this thing. Even the alcohol products which are sold through the channels, through their own stores, you don't find them advertising beyond their own channels. So in that case, you will find that the availability and the legal restriction which are put on the product, they also affect the promotional channels. So this is what promotional objective, budget, cost, and availability of media is all about. Then you have the digital dimension. Now, as you know, in the last 15-20 years, there is a lot of internet penetration has increased in throughout the India, and the speed and depth of the information access has also changed. Today, by sitting at your home, you can just Google about a product. You can visit the company's own website. You can visit any reviewers website who have purchased the product and who are using the product. Now it is the job of the marketing manager to understand how these digital dimensions can be used. So a lot of electronic product nowadays, they use the help of the influencers who review the product, and they post it, they blog about it, they post it, they post a video, they write about it on their channel. So it is the marketing manager agencies, they have to understand not only what are the different digital channels available, but how those channels can be used to sell the product. Then finally you have the elections. Now election is very interesting. Now, as you know, especially in country like India, almost every 6 month elections are happening, and on those elections there are a lot of companies who are looking for a lot of ways in which they can use those election to promote their own product. Now, this campaigning or promotional campaigning at the time of election is a very risky affair, because it also brings sales, but with that sales, it also brings a lot of scrutiny. And especially during the advertisement, during the election time, the election parties are also looking to advertise. So therefore, there is an extra competition for the manufacturer to not, they are now not only competing with their competitors, but they are also competing with a political party for a ad space. So in that case, the cost of the ad space also goes up. So the election time also influence the promotional mix which a manufacturer has to adopt in order to sell this product. With this, we have completed this topic. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching.